In 1852, a small farming town in Alabama woke to a discovery so disturbing that the sheriff ordered every record burned, every witness silenced, and the truth sealed away. At the center of the scandal were two identical sisters, Evelyn and Mara Whitlock, children of a respected midwife, descendants of one of the oldest families in the region, and behind their quiet wooden home lay 17 fresh graves. This is the case Alabama tried to erase, the Whitlock twins, and the night the town finally turned on them. Briar Ridge, Alabama, in the mid-19th century, wasn't the kind of place where history happened. It was a quiet, isolated farming settlement surrounded by forests thick enough to swallow the sunlight. People lived simple lives, church on Sundays, markets on Fridays, and the same families had lived there for generations. Among them were the Whitlocks, respected, educated, strangely private. Their two daughters, identical twins born minutes apart, were known for their intelligence and unsettling calm. While most girls played with ribbons and dolls, Evelyn and Mara spent hours in the woods collecting herbs, animal bones, and abandoned tools from forgotten hunters' camps. Their mother, a midwife, claimed the girls were blessed with a gift. The townspeople whispered they were cursed. When the twins turned 17, their mother died suddenly. After the funeral, the sisters withdrew from town life entirely. Windows stayed shut. Lamps stayed lit long into the night. Visitors were never allowed past the front door. And then, people started disappearing. The first was Reuben Clark, the town's only carpenter. He had been hired by the twins to repair a cracked support beam under their house. Reuben told his wife he'd be back before nightfall. He never returned. The sheriff dismissed it as a runaway case. Men sometimes abandoned their families for a better life, but Reuben's tools were discovered neatly stacked beside the Whitlock cellar door. His wagon stood exactly where he'd left it. The sisters claimed he left after the work was done. Their voices were steady, their story rehearsed. 2 weeks later, Samuel Howell, a traveling doctor, vanished after reportedly stopping by the Whitlock home to treat a fever. Then a third man from a neighboring town disappeared after being last seen heading down the road toward Briar Ridge. 3 missing men in 3 months. The entire town whispered the same thing but didn't dare say it out loud. There was something wrong with the Whitlock house, and whatever happened inside it, no one ever came back from. The truth began to unravel when a farm boy, barely 12, wandered too close to the Whitlock property while searching for a lost goat. He stumbled across a leather-bound book half buried near the creek. It was a ledger, wrapped in oilcloth. Inside were 17 names, each one carefully written in identical handwriting. Beside every name was a date and a single word: received. When the sheriff confronted the sisters, they remained eerily calm. Evelyn simply said, "You were never meant to find that." The house was searched reluctantly, fearfully, but nothing was found except strange medical tools, herbs, jars of preserved specimens, and sketches of human anatomy far too advanced for 2 teenage girls. Still, the disappearances continued, for more names, for more dates. Each marked received. The sheriff ordered the twins arrested for questioning, but the night before the arrest, Briar Ridge erupted. A group of townsmen, terrified, desperate, marched to the Whitlock property before sunrise. Some carried lanterns, others rifles. The twins stood on the porch waiting for them, as if they had known the town would finally come. Evelyn spoke first. "You're too late." Behind the house, the ground had been disturbed, freshly turned earth, stretching in a line. When the men began digging, shovels hit something soft, then something solid, then something horribly human. 17 bodies, all male, different ages, different towns, buried with strange symbols made of twine and bone placed over their chests. But the most disturbing part wasn't the bodies, it was that none of them showed signs of violence. Instead, every skull had been neatly opened, each brain removed with surgical precision, and replaced with a smooth black stone, a stone polished like glass. The twins watched the townspeople scream, pray, vomit. Then Mara whispered. They volunteered. Dragged inside their home, the twins finally spoke. According to them, the men weren't victims, they were participants. The sisters believed the human mind held a door that must never be opened naturally. Through rituals, anatomy, and a strange belief system inherited from their mother, they claimed they were studying the boundary between memory and identity. The 17 men had come seeking cures, visions, or blessings. The twins insisted each had willingly offered himself for the procedure. No one believed them. When asked about the black stones inside each skull, Evelyn replied calmly, "Memory must be replaced with something, otherwise the vessel collapses." The explanation only terrified the town more. By sunset, the sheriff ordered the sisters taken to the county jail. But when the cell door opened the next morning, the twins were gone. No broken bars, no tunnel, no footprints. The sheriff resigned the same day. Witnesses said he never spoke again. Briar Ridge demanded the Whitlock house be burned to the ground. During the fire, beams cracked, windows shattered, and for a brief moment, neighbors claimed they saw two identical figures standing in the smoke, watching silently. To this day, the ledger of 17 names remains in the county archives. Every name belongs to a man who was declared missing, though no official record connects them to the sisters and the Stones. 16 were stored in evidence. One disappeared. Over the next century, stories circulated throughout Alabama, stories of two women, identical and impossibly ageless, appearing in rural towns whenever someone went missing. Some claim they were seen in Tennessee during the 1920s. Others swear they spotted them boarding a train in Texas in 1954. The same calm expressions, the same steady voices, the same darkness behind their eyes. No bodies were ever found after that. No graves discovered, just whispers. That the Whitlock twins are still out there, still searching for the 18th volunteer, and somewhere, someone has already written the next name in the ledger.